You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Ian, look at this.
What, it's a police box. What on earth is he doing here? I mean, these things are usually on the street. I feel it. I feel it. You feel it?
Faint vibration.
It's alive.
Earth Station Who, a fun mashup exploring over 60 years of the Doctor Who universe. Hold on tight. You never know where the crew of the TARDIS is going next.
Hey there, Whovians, and welcome to another episode of Earth Station Who. We've got a kind of a special episode tonight. We are going to be looking at all the Doctor Who companions from 1963 through 2025, and that are canon. And so we're going to be talking all about, the different companions from all the old series, the new series. And if we have time, we'll talk honorable mentions about, Big Finish, comics, and of course, different, audios and such that they've done, animations. So, and we could even talk about, companions who should have been and everything, because I know a lot of folks will still want to see Sally Sparrow come back. So, I think it'd be really fun to do, and I think it would be a ton of fun to have this conversation. We're going to do it by, each companion and the odds of them coming back. We're not talking about the actors, because a lot of the early actors have passed away already. But it would be nice to have, new characters, like how we got a new First Doctor. We got, we got new other folks. And so Ronnie's and such. So, it would be kind of cool to come in and, and we could discuss a little bit too. So I think this is going to be a fun little thing, and we got a great crew to talk all about it. Let's welcome our guests, of course. Dan is back. Welcome, Dan.
Oh, hello, everyone. It's good to be back. I haven't been here since we all went down the well some time ago.
Yes, it was. Did we all go down a well even deeper after that? So how you been, sir?
I'm doing all right. Thanks. I'm excited. To go through all these companions. I went for a walk late last night, and I was talking as I walked, going through companion by companion. I think I think it's going to be fun. I hope what I'm going to say makes sense when I describe it.
When we get to that point. And of course, back once again, it's been quite a bit. Let's welcome Kieran Moffat.
Hello there, lovely to be here as usual.
Kieran, it's always good to see you, my friend. How are things down under?
Yeah, good. It's a nice. It's a nice evening for you guys. It's first thing in the morning for me. Things are fine here. Just plodding along. You know what it's like. Doctor Who stops, and then you have to get back into the normal rhythm of life, which is basically just listening to Big Finish audios. But
well, exactly, which is not a bad thing. And as we like to say, we're a Doctor Who podcast, so wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. Kieran's in the future, Dan's in the past, so it's awesome, And wherever we are right now is with the rest of the crew. And let's say hi to our regular crew, of course. Joining us back after a little bit of an absent, Mr. Mike Gordon.
Howdy.
Good to have you back, my friend.
Good to be back. You guys went to war without me, so
we did.
I'm such a pacifist. I couldn't play in your little war games. So,
but it was an abbreviated war, a very short war.
Hey, I went through the long war.
Exactly.
I paid my dues.
You did. You got to see him run through the fog how many times and back out through the fog, through the different zones. Yes. But it's always good to have you, sir. And it's also good to have Melanie Dean back.
Hey, everybody. Can't wait to chat Who with you.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, Ms. Mary Ogle.
Hey, everybody. It's fantastic to be here.
Yes. Glad to have Mary. We had a little bit of technical difficulties before we went on the air, and Mary was mute for a while. And
I was not happy. Maybe the rest of you might have been pretty happy about it.
No, it's always nice to hear what you have to say. It's always it's better.
Sure.
There's only a couple of people I probably would have on mute, but on the show.
Yeah, you were miming pretty You were miming pretty well on what was
It
going
came
on.
across.
You
We
were
understood.
facial reaction told everything right there.
My superior acting skills.
Yes, exactly.
Except I wasn't acting.
No, she wasn't, folks. No, she wasn't. Trust me on that one. But it's great to have everyone else with us, and we'd love to hear from you guys. Feedback at our station. Who is the best way to get in touch with us? All right. There's no new Doctor Who news, and both these fine gentlemen have been in the geek seat. So we're just going to jump in, and, this is going to be fun. We'll take little breaks in between maybe we'll break up between old series and new series, and then we'll, continue. But we'll get started. And the way we're going to do this is we're not talking actors, we're talking characters. And so, it'll be interesting to see, and this is the percentage, 1 out of 100%, 1 or 0, all the way up to 100. And, who are we going to see again? So let's start right at the very beginning. Let's go to Susan. And we got Susan back at the end of last season. So, we should have gotten more Susan, but thanks, Shooty.
Yeah, it's all Shooty's fault.
Yeah, exactly. Odds of her coming back, do you think they will carry that on, or are they going to just drop the story?
I think it's 100% that she'll come back. I don't know if she'll come back in the way they were envisioning it, but some showrunner's not going to be able to resist at some point.
I'm at 100.
I'm going up for I'm going to go to 99% because there'll be that one person who's like, no, but everyone else will say yes. So
okay,
I'm hoping yes.
Yeah, they cracked that door open, and look, Carol Ann Ford is not, gonna, I don't know. I mean, it's just a matter. You better do it before you can't, right? So, because a lot of the people that we've already talked about, and I know it's not impossible to have companions come back played by other people, but it kind of, there's that quality of it that you kind of loses something if you do that. So. And I do think that she's almost guaranteed to come back. If anybody is on this list is going to come back, it's her.
It occurs to me too that with Susan, since we never found out exactly what she was, she could be Carol Ann Ford in the previous series, and then they could have her regenerate into someone else.
That was about
we don't know.
That's exactly where I was going to go with it.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, Mike.
Damn you, Dan. No. Where's that eject button? No.
There are definitely two companions, characters on this list that are pretty much guaranteed to come back, and she's she's one of them.
Yeah. I definitely would love to see her come back, even if it's for 5-10 minutes of her interacting with the Doctor, and then a Dalek comes up behind her, shoots her, and she regenerates or something. Just something, because I would love to see the character go on. And I think one of you just said it. Her character was never explained, how, the granddaughter. And so I would be very curious to see. At first, I was thinking, wouldn't it be kind of cool if she was actually the timeless child and the Doctor was covering for her, type thing?
Oh yeah, ran away, stole the timeless child and ran from Gallifrey. Yeah,
exactly. So that's just a theory that I've been playing with. Kieran, you look like you're chopping at the bit.
Look, I where Doctor Who is concerned, I'm always hesitant for a show that is about mysteries. People seem to have this inherent need to want to fill in gaps, and I think it's not that show personally. But so with Susan, I think there's two different things here. One, the end of that last season, whether Susan and Poppy come back is entirely based on whether or not the Disney deal continues, which has not been announced yet, because RTD is not going to risk doing a continuing story arc when having to get fans on another platform, because they're always going to be trying to get new fans from a new platform. So starting afresh again, he's not going to want to bring up Susan again. But from the other point of view, as everyone's pointed out, is Susan is like the first cultural touch point for Doctor Who. So no matter where Doctor Who goes for the next 100 years, they are going to keep coming back to Susan in some way, whether it is just Susan is heard shouting through the door, "Oh, grandfather," or they intercut with some old footage, or they get a new actress to play the role, like in An Adventure in Space and Time. So on one hand, currently, I think the odds are probably about 50%, but ongoing, it's about almost certainly 100%.
Okay. So pretty much we're all in agreement. She will be coming back some way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Ian Chesterton. Dead silence.
Well,
Poor Ian.
we were lucky to get him back in an appearance that we did.
Yeah.
And shame on them for taking so long to do that. Because William Russell had been around for a while and they just ignored him. And there was other times where they could have brought him in some way. They certainly went back to the school a few times, and referenced him. So we were lucky to get him back before he passed. But really, unlike Susan, who has amazing possibilities as a character and to do something with, story-wise, with the humans, there's just not as much potential there. So, I just don't see the purpose of bringing back someone like Ian, without William Russell. I just don't. And that's going to be the case for a lot of these.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I was glad we got to see him in the support group. And,
I mean, you just kind of feel like their story, like both Ian and Barbara, their story just kind of played out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure we need to see more.
Okay, so I'm going to say, I'll go 0%. I don't think he'll be coming back.
I'm going pretty low with that myself, and I sort of put him with Barbara together, and I think when we saw him in Power of the Doctor, all I could think of was the Sarah Jane Death to the Doctor, where Sarah says that Barbara and Ian have never grown old, and then you see Ian by himself, and all I could think is somewhere between Death to the Doctor and Power of the Doctor, something happened that made them grow old. And I think Barbara's died. That's why Ian's there by himself in a support group and not with the woman that he's been with for 50 years or whatever. So I don't know. I don't want to fit like you mentioned, filling in the gaps, but that would be the one adventure I'd watch to see what happened in between them that moment when they can't grow old and Barbara passes away and Ian needs to find new friends. But I don't think that's going to happen. But that was the only thought in my mind. I'd kind of like to see that adventure, and maybe it would involve the Doctor, maybe it wouldn't. I don't know.
That'd be a good big finish.
Yeah,
to do.
It would be a great
surprised if they didn't.
I think it is actually. I think that sort of storyline is kind of tied into Big Finish. Has a line called "Time War Susan," where Susan gets called up to fight in the Time War, and Ian goes with her.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But you're right about grouping Ian and Barbara together, and I would actually group quite a lot of the first and second Doctor's companions, or even the third and fourth. Quite a lot of these companions, I will say, with the caveat, they're not zero, but they are quite low. And if they do come back, it's not to continue their story. It's that some showrunner or some writer in the future wants the opportunity to take their Doctor and their story back in time and interfere with a previous story or a previous time. So they're meeting, he's
kind of like what they did with Deep Space Nine, going back to the triple story type thing.
Yes, almost. Yeah, that's a perfect analogy. Yeah. Exactly. Because I think the IDW Doctor Who comic series, Matt Smith's Doctor does go back and meets Ian and Barbara, and that's exactly the sort of story that I'm thinking is possibly going to happen at some point. We don't know what's going to happen in 100 years. But I think that's the sort of thing that almost certainly will happen again.
Okay. Mel, what do you think?
I can hear. On one hand, I'm thinking, no, I don't think the character's ever is coming back. But I don't even think that they're going to mention the character, because that's another kind of little almost caveat where sometimes I'm wondering if the character might be mentioned, like. In universe, they're still alive and kicking and moving on, and they'll just have like either the Doctor mention them in passing, or they kind of write that character in the story while they're still around. But there's a mention. I don't think you're going to hear anything about Ian. Okay. I just think it's just not.
Okay.
I mean, you might get like you did with I think it was a Remembrance of the Daleks, where they go to Coal Hill School in the 60s, and one of the governors of the school is Ian Chesterton.
Right.
Something like it's just written on a sign in the background, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right. All right, Mikey?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's just, if we're linking Ian and Barbara together, and we should. It's just, I can't see any reason for them to come back.
No, agreed. So I'm going to tie Barbara into that. My feelings with Ian. I don't think she's coming back. So are we all in agreement with that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Vicky.
Okay, so if Ian and Barbara are not coming back, if there's a 0%, if we're going to say 0, then Vicky is like
a negative 12?
negative 100,000.
Negative integers.
Vicky and
Sorry, Vicky.
Steven are like
Yes,
completely underwater.
I would
Never
like to
come back.
see Vicky come back more than Susan, because I always thought Vicky was more interesting than Susan. But I don't think, unless they do something specifically post-Trojan War or something, which I kind of, well, maybe, but I generally doubt. I don't see Vicky coming back.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Well, they did Vicky and Steven in the Dream TARDIS too.
And Vicky is in the season 2 Blu-ray set. They have that little preview thing with Vicky and her granddaughter or something sitting down as she tells stories about the Doctor. So,
Right. So 0, or as Mike said, negative 100.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't make.
There's no point to it.
It doesn't-
Exactly. There's no
I'm terrible.
point.
It's a 0. Move on.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and there's no point to it, and there's not a big demand to see them
But
again.
don't you want to see what happened with Steven and that wonderful, race of people?
the Savage
The
Planet.
Savage Planet, what he did to it? No.
Yeah, we know what he did to it.
Yeah.
They're gone.
They're gone.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Steven is 0 too. Katrina and Sarah Kingdom were both killed in series. So no to that.
I know Terry Nation loves Sarah Kingdom and wanted to bring her back for his Dialect series, but I think the point of those two is that they did die.
Yes.
Traveling with the Doctor, and to bring them back in any fashion would kind of ruin the sacrifice.
Yeah.
I know we're not meant to talk about Big Finish, but it's kind of my thing.
Oh,
Go for it. I know you're
dying.
a Sarah Kingdom series? Did they do it?
Yeah, so Sarah King. There is actually a series not of Sarah Kingdom, but of her daughter, and played by Jane Slave, and I've forgotten her name now. Anya Kingdom, that's her name. And she's basically, Big Finish have finally gone full circle, and they're now making the series that Terry Nation wanted to make with the space security season.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, I saw that.
If one day the BBC finally gets off its high horse and goes, fine, you know what, we'll work with Big Finish properly, then I feel like Anya Kingdom and Jane Slave, and it's just a perfect way into that. So again, I think a lot of these is none of them are ever going to be absolute 0. They might be 0.0005, but they're never going to be absolute 0.
All right. So then we also have Dodo and coming back. No.
I think Dodo is the first of the companions where you like John Wiles is leaving the series. He's there for a very short time. Donald Tosh is leaving at the next star, so he knows he's gone. And in like the last 5 minutes of John Wiles's last episode, and the only thing that Donald Tosh is on screen for having written is the introduction of Dodo. And you can't tell whether that's them going, here's a great companion, Innes Lloyd, enjoy her, or if they're saying, ha ha, do something with her, and then they run out of the room. So Dodo might show up, but I fear that if she shows up, she'll either be like a Mel character where she comes back, and we're like, half the time Mel was a little. I always liked Mel, but she was a bit too screamy, and we never quite figured her out. But when she came back in the new series, it was like, oh, I like Mel. That's the only thing with Dodo. I think if they bring her back, they might make her. She might be kind of cool, or they might just not bring it. Maybe she'd still be stuck in the 60s and such. I don't know.
I think she'd be too much like Mel, and they
I
wouldn't
think
know what
chances
else
are
to
slim.
do with her.
Well, exactly. And like Dodo, they didn't even give her a proper farewell. She just went to go visit an aunt. And that was it.
The doctor gets a call. She's all right. I'm gone.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
Later, dude. I'm calling in sick. Bye.
the thing about Dodo that made her unique at the time was basically everyone clutching their pearls going, oh my God, there's an accent on television.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
How dare there be a regional accent on television?
Well, exactly. Or, as they say with the Ninth Doctor, every place has a north. So there you go. So there you go. All right. Then we also had Ben and Polly. We're going from the first Doctor era to the second Doctor era here.
They did appear in Twice Upon a Time, very briefly, when they recreated 10th Planet.
Right.
So there's a chance. I think if they were used again, I wouldn't mind seeing them come back. I don't think they will, but I wouldn't mind seeing the two of them because they got a crappy leaving. Not as bad as Dodo's.
No,
but they got taken by the chameleons there and showed up on the runway. Yeah, hey, we're taking off.
Bye, see ya. Ciao.
But I think that's pretty low. But Ben and Polly, those weird companions where they show up at the end of the first Doctor era, they're there to welcome in the second Doctor era. Then when Jamie comes in, you kind of forget they're there, and then they're gone, and Victoria's there. So it's kind of, I like them, and I wouldn't mind seeing them come back. Apart from something like Twice Upon a Time, like I said, I don't really foresee them returning.
No.
I see no demand for them.
No, not at all.
So, and that's a big part of it too. If there's a story reason or something that might be kind of interesting to play with and have fun with, but with Ben and Polly, it's just
because we did the swing in 60s with the Beatles episode, and there's a spot to bring Ben and Polly back. Have them have them, because what isn't it? They return on the same day they leave. Right. So maybe this could be that day, and they're coming back, and they meet the Doctor again, and go on board the TARDIS, have an adventure, and then come back the same time on that day they leave again, and they just keep leaving on that day and coming back.
I do like this idea that that could be implemented at some point, because they've kind of already started it with in putting past companions as part of UNIT, and it would be kind of cool to see that there would be like this history of UNIT or like League of Extraordinary Companions, where they form this like through history group of people who help fight or deal with alien invasions or whatnot, and having Ben and Polly, like you said, in the 60s be like part of that would be really kind of cool. I just don't see that ever happening.
No, I don't either.
No, I can see them being mentioned, or we like see a picture of them up on UNIT's board or something. But I don't think they're ever going to bring back the characters for a full story.
Or in like that room that they had that, they wipe everyone's memory. Who goes into the room, and they had that big the board of all the Doctor's companions and seeing them there or something. Go ahead, Kieran.
I was going to say, my feeling on Ben and Polly is, if you've got a box of chocolates and you go to pick one, and there's a plain chocolate one, but there's a caramel right next to it, you don't pick Ben and Polly, you pick Jamie and Zoe.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's the perfect analogy. Ben and Polly are very forgettable. They just are.
Well, compared to Jamie and Zoe, yeah, of course. And
they are trapped in that the worst run of missing stories too.
That's true.
Most of their stuff is missing, which is true. Because the novelizations from that period are great.
Oh yeah, because I remember when I read the Highlanders that Ben was great in that story and everything. Polly not so much, but oh well. But all right, so we got Ben and Polly down. All right, Jamie McCrimmon.
This would be a shame if they can't somehow figure out a way to bring back Fraser Hines as Jamie McCrimmon. Like, that's just like he's a great ambassador for Doctor Who outside of the show, and he's such a great character inside the show. It's sad that his origin, or his first appearance in Doctor Who is lost, but I think he himself has made such an impact as a character that to not bring him back in some fashion would just be criminal.
I'm actually really surprised they've not brought him back, especially with how popular Outlander has been.
Yeah.
And how to have the Doctor go back to the Scottish Highlands, or just run into an older Jamie would just be amazing. And just the because somehow the Jamie would end up remembering, I remember you, Doctor, but you don't look the same, type thing. And it's just, and whatever they threw at Jamie, he just like, okay, that's cool. Flying cars, space aliens, monsters in the sewers. Okay, Doctor, whatever you need. He was the loyal companion to the Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was just always awesome to see. And I thought it was the bromance between Dr. Who and Jamie was just amazing.
Romance. It's a romance. Just
all right. It's a
there is love.
But
Jamie. Jamie.
He appeared
Jamie,
in more
hold my flute.
stories. Jesus Christ.
Hold my recorder, Jamie. Hold my recorder.
Yes, no, Jamie, I believe, appeared more than any other companion. He holds the record for the most consecutive appearances as a companion. So I think he's probably the most popular companion from the classic series outside Sarah Jane.
I could see
and
that.
Also, we already have an example of him swapping faces in the Mind Dropper.
Yeah.
So I think they could recast, and then
That's
they could
true.
probably just do a quick gag about that, and it would be fine. And so I think his is quite high, very, very high.
Yeah.
I would say probably at least 80%.
Yeah. I go pretty high too. Yeah. But it does occur to me when I was thinking about that, I'd like to, because when we leave Jamie, the Time Lords have wiped his mind of all the adventures.
Right.
But the first one, and the thing about the Highlanders is Jamie's like a secondary, maybe even a tertiary character in the Highlanders. He's in it, but he's not one of the main characters. So I'm sort of wondering if the Doctor, and I don't remember. Well, we can't see the story. If I want to say Highlanders is one of those stories where they park the TARDIS far away and walk to it. So I don't even know if Jamie just, if he watches the Doctor and everyone leave, he might not even have seen the TARDIS or anything. So when this blue box appears and this man appears that he doesn't recognize, he may not even remember him. Of course, I guess the Doctor could probably do something and bring his memories back.
Yeah.
But that occurred to me that would be interesting too, because you bring him back, and a portion of the story, not a lot, because you want them to have fun together, but a portion of the story could be sort of dredging up the memory of
or the Doctor.
Where did all my memories
the Doctor
go?
has the new, has the memory thing like Spock does.
Oh yes, that's right. Just give him the little
exactly. Remember, it's like
Big Finish did it. Big Finish did it.
Shush.
That's the Big Finish alarm.
So, anyone else? Everyone in favor of Jamie coming back?
I'm with Dan. I think it's high at 80.
Yeah.
I
maybe
really
75, but pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. All right, Victoria.
From high to low.
Exactly.
Victoria's so overshadowed by Zoe.
Yeah.
I think the likelihood of Zoe coming back is much higher than Victoria coming back, personally.
Because Zoe wasn't a whinger.
Yes.
Yeah, and because all those 6-season stories have existed for so long, we've seen them for so long, I think that's the team, the Second Doctor team to a lot of people. Whereas, the Jamie and Victoria are sort of very much a secondary team. Although I do quite like Victoria. For some reason, I can't quite see her coming back nearly as much. I'm going to say
20%.
30?
Oh, you're being generous. You're being
I'm being a
generous.
little generous. I'm just feeling that way right now.
Ooh,
So
30. 0.
Okay.
0. Move on.
Yeah, zero is probably correct.
I think it's probably 0.
I hope Spring.
I'm pretty sure 0.
0.
They might reuse some of her wardrobe.
Yeah.
Like
They did
probably
like
already
Sarah Jane
have.
did it when Sarah wore in Pyramids of Mars for Vicky's dress. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. All right. We had mentioned Zoe. I would love to see Zoe come back, but if
Maybe 50% for Zoe.
50, I agree with that.
Maybe higher if they actually did bring Jamie back, because they probably couldn't resist him at least once meeting up with Zoe again.
Right. They did in the Dream TARDIS, but just saying. So
Yeah, but
that doesn't count as canon, as I like to say. So
it doesn't, but I think we're ignoring the fact that producers might go, well, it worked last time. why don't we try it again? So just them being in a non-canon thing like the Tales from the TARDIS thing makes them go, well, they're still acting and they're still up for it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I go like 60, 65, somewhere around there.
Okay. Mel?
Yeah, I'm almost like at a 50, like a 50-50.
Yeah.
I mean, if they brought Frasier back, yes, but even then, I'm at
Well,
50-50.
I'm being selfish. I just want to see Frasier back.
I see that they're not we have to have them together pair.
Right.
So I could see it very much we just brought him back and then I'm so sorry.
Well, I
maybe not.
No, I loved in the second season of Outlander when Frasier actually popped up in the show, and it was just awesome. And so it was just like, I want him back on Doctor Who. So, all right, we're going to third Doctor era, starting with Alistair Gordon Ledgwith Stewart, the Brigadier. Sadly enough, passed away.
And I think we're getting a lot of mentions as it is. So
yeah,
we're
he
good
gets
where we're
mentioned all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. He's always going to be, the character's always going to be mentioned. Whether or not we get a chance to see him at some point, if they want to dip into that well, they can. He's represented by his daughter, character-wise, on the show, and that's strong. So, for them to, if we do get a unit series proper, to have a flashback of her as a kid and all that would be really amazing. So I'd say the percentage of, the character references and everything like that on the show is 100%. They're going to, but as far as actually seeing the character again, I still think that would be, high, like 70 or 80.
I was thinking 10% truthfully for me.
Well, as long as he wasn't in a Cyberman outfit.
Well,
sure.
exactly. The last time we saw him, he was in a Cyberman outfit.
I mean, it'd be nice if they could retcon that.
Yes, that would be wonderful if they could, help his restore his fate.
Yeah.
Well, we did get a admittedly poorly mixed off-screen voice check of him in Flux.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to hear because the mixing is actually terrible on that episode. I don't know why.
Yes.
But you can just hear, I think they probably got John Coulshaw to do his voice because, of course, he does it for
Big Finish.
Big Finish.
Anytime they say Big
sorry.
Finish, I'm going to put up a little, Big Finish logo every time you bring
You
it
need
up.
like a square jar.
Yeah.
$1 in it every time.
So no, I'm going to say for me, I'm going to say 10%. I don't want to see them recast the Brigadier. So,
yeah, but putting aside what you want, do you think it's likely? Do you think they would do it?
Yes, they would in a heartbeat. So, all right, I might move it up to 30. So, all right, Mel.
0.
Okay.
We have enough mentions.
Okay, Dan.
I'm gonna go 50-50 on this one. I think it'll all depend on who takes it from here, because I'm fine with it the way it is now, the occasional mention and such, but someone could come along who's like, man, I want the Brigadier back and I want him back now, and so then he'll appear. So I'm gonna go halfsies.
Okay, Mary.
I'd say 50-50 too, because I can, like Gordon brought up, I can definitely see them putting him in at least as a cameo in a flashback or something, especially with Kate, if Kate Stewart hangs around.
Sure. That totally makes sense.
I mean, how cool would that be to see like if she flashes back to an early memory of the first time she spotted the Doctor? Maybe she was, like as a girl and saw her dad interacting with the Doctor, and they use CG or whatever with it, stand-ins or even other actors or whatever. I mean, that would be, I could see them doing something like that, especially if there's a unit series.
And, it just all depends if it was the 70s or the 80s. So, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Kieran?
Yeah, look, I think like these are all everything that's been said are the examples of how he could come back. I personally doubt he's going to get fully recast and appear fully in an episode. But what they will do is basically he's there by the negative space of everything that they sort of hint around him. They never actually have to show him. It's just everything around him says that he's there.
Oh, it's
so
it's the spirit of the Brigadier. It's floating.
Yeah.
Okay, Mikey, did we
5 rounds rapid?
Exactly. Mikey, did we get you?
Yeah. I just said as far as his influence, 100%. As far as him actually like being there, like maybe in a flashback or something, I would give that like a 70 or an 80.
Okay, Sergeant Benton, 0. I don't.
Yeah, zero.
Well, last we heard about Benton, he was a used car salesman.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great though if there was an episode where there was like a fight with Daleks or something in a used car lot?
And Benton's
and then
there.
Suddenly, the TARDIS leaves and the Daleks leave, and all of a sudden Benton steps out like with a clipboard or something like that, looking around just for a moment, and then steps back in.
Just a sign that says Benton Auto Sales.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Look, I would love to see, if Unit or we get a story that's so big that Unit has to pull in all these reserves or whatever, and we get one little scene of. John's still with us, so of Benton, re-enlisting or coming back and doing the thing, or just a couple of them, bringing back a couple of them in a scene together or something like that would be really, really fun. So it's possible. I don't think it's likely, but it's possible.
Right, have him and Mike Yates there ready to go.
Yeah, I'd give that I'd give it like a 20%.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Nope.
What I want and what will happen are two very different things. In the early noughties, there was a BBC show called New Tricks where they got a bunch of old police officers to solve new crimes. And that's kind of what I want. I want a Unit series where it's just Mike Yates and Sergeant Benton, and
That would be hilarious.
And just in a room somewhere solving alien crimes. That would be
solving a Unit cold cases, right?
Exactly. And Joe Grant is there with them. So
and with Bambera there yelling at all of them throughout the whole time.
Liz Shaw is still there.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. I mean,
Actually, that goes right into Liz Shaw and everything.
I want them to bring Liz Shaw back.
I would love to see it. And her daughter did a great job of her.
Yeah, she would have made a good companion. And they screwed her on the TV series.
Yeah, they did.
It's true. It's true.
And so it just really frosts me that when they have the beginnings of such a great character and they just basically throw it over because of misogyny.
Oh yeah, because she was she was almost up there with the Doctor. How smart she was. And
that was the problem. Barry Letts always said that the reason he changed it was because he was just like this. All the scientists and the science nerds watching it got it, but the kids weren't getting it because the companion is meant to be the sort of analogous, getting the every person that asks the question.
What is
the
it?
audience yeah, exactly. But you're right. She was a fantastic character, and she didn't deserve what she got. I do love that she does get name checked a lot.
Yes.
In the show. She's always off on the moon base, which is kind of the new series version of the Brigadier being in Peru.
Yeah.
Right.
That's very true.
I would also love to see, her character, maybe return from Inferno. Something done with that parallel universe could be that parallel world could be really, really fun to revisit that in some way, and for her to be a factor in that would be pretty awesome.
I think the thing I like about this, because I've actually been rewatching season 7. I like the fact that she gets sort of conscripted to work at Unit. She doesn't want to be there. She really mainly just likes the Doctor. And then the implication in the show is that she left Unit. She went back to where she was. And I like the thought that maybe 30 years later, 40 years later, the Doctor meets up with her again, and she's sort of the one companion. She didn't go in the TARDIS. She didn't travel in the TARDIS. I don't even think she thought the TARDIS was a real proper thing apart from the console, and how to get that through the doors is always the big question. And so I like the thought of maybe her having lived a wonderful life And like, unlike some of the companions who are pining for the Doctor, like she went and lived this fantastic life, did all sorts of great stuff. And her year with the Doctor was just a year with, like in college or someone, with someone that you remember fondly. But it's like, oh, it's good to see you again. Let's catch up. What have you been doing? Oh, you rebooted the universe? Oh, you saved us all from the flux? Thank you so much. You're awesome. I've been doing this and I've been doing that. And maybe they get in a little adventure. Or maybe he finally says, would you like to go inside the TARDIS?
Yep.
Sure, let's see it, kind of thing. Yeah. So I'd like to see Liz sort of in that context, where she's had an incredible life, and the Doctor was not the main part of it. He was just one step 4 in the 50 steps she's been through in her life, or something like that. So I say I don't know if she's going to come back, but boy, I would like it if she did. I'm not even going to put a percentage on it because it sounds silly when I try to do it when I say that.
Okay. Nope. Totally understand that completely. All right. So I'm going to say, for me, 20%, chance. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'd be with you on 20%.
I'd put that's fair.
Money on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's low. I mean, I'd like it, but I think the reality of it pretty low.
Pretty low.
Yeah, I was kind of at that 30, but no 20, because I don't think it. I'd be surprised if it happened, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'll give it higher than 0.
That totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. All right. Joe Grant.
100%.
100.
Yeah. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad? Like, we're giving Liz Shaw like maybe 20, maybe but Joe Grant, who I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure any of us like more than Liz. But we're all like 100% she's coming back.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad the way that works, but
The Joe Jones.
Yep, exactly.
Yes.
Joe Jones.
That's where it is. Yeah.
Exactly. So, all right. So there's a very good chance she'll pop up.
Katie Manning's up for anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, yeah.
Yep, especially if Mike Yates and Sergeant Benton are involved. So, okay, that's awesome. All right, we got that done. Sarah Jane Smith. I would love to see Sadie Miller come into.
That's how I could see it happening.
Yeah, as Sarah Jane.
Did anyone see the photos from Gallifrey Cabaret of her done up like her mother in school reunion? It's uncanny.
No.
She looks. Yeah, she did that whole pictorial where she did a whole bunch of images dressed up like her mom, and the fact that she's been playing her for so long, and she's up for it. I don't see how you don't do this. And Sarah Jane is, dare I say, as far as classic companions, the most popular classic companion there is. So whereas there's the odds of her coming back. If it's not 100, it's very close. It's like 99.9.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah, even if it's just in like a holodeck sort of thing or something like that, I have a feeling she's going to show up at some point.
I agree. I agree with that completely. I think it's probably 90% that somehow she'll come back. So somehow, and I would have loved to have seen her with Shooty. I think that would have been amazing.
That would have been fun. Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
Yes. Yeah. So you've done it again, Doctor. Yeah, it's the Doctor. You could see it in his eyes. So I love it. Harry Sullivan.
I want it, but I don't know how.
Yeah. Is the assumption,
but
when Sarah mentions him at one point in the series, I think it might be Death of the Doctor again. The way she kind of mentions him, I thought is he dead? Is that because when she looks at a picture and says like, "Oh, Harry, I loved Harry," or something like that, implying to me that Harry had passed, and because that season with the three of them, season 12 there is wonderful. They make a great team. I'd love to see him back. I think he mentioned, but I don't think. I'd love to see. He could come back with the unit guys. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. He's in the unit spinoff. There you go. 100% on that.
Well, it's also sad that Ian Martin passed away so early.
So young. Yeah.
So, So yeah,
There was a big champion for Doctor Who. He loved Doctor Who. I mean, he did quite a lot of novelizations.
He did. They were
And
good. They were
very,
good
very
too. They were great.
But you're right. Like I want it. And Chris Naylor, the Big Finish, does an amazing impression of him and does it really justice the soul of it. But to see it, I don't think I could see anyone but Ian Marter playing.
Yeah, he's so iconic. Yeah.
It sort of loses its sting when someone else plays him, when someone else plays that character. So I don't, but I do think with this new series that Big Finish is doing with Sarah and Harry, I do think that if that gets any legs to it, then the possibility of seeing Harry again in some form will increase.
I'm going to just do 10% though. I don't really see it happening.
Yeah.
Maybe in a cameo or something, but or see like a picture on a desk or whatever.
Well, exactly.
They'll be in a hospital and it'll be paging Dr. Sullivan like that.
Right, exactly.
Dr. Jones, Dr. Sullivan, it could work, possibly. It'd be awesome. All right. Now we're going into the Fourth Doctor era since we have Harry. Let's go for Leela.
It's not 0.
No.
It's low, but it's not 0. I mean, there was that
1%
box set. There was that box set.
I may go as high as 50
they did
for her.
Leela got out of the Time War.
Yes.
So there's I don't know. It's not 0, but it's not high.
Because I feel like they could bring Leela back if they go back to Gallifrey.
Yes.
Right.
It's at some point where Gallifrey is not destroyed. I realize that's happened 50 times.
The coin flip of whether it is or not that season, right? So, but they left it open enough where she has a future on Gallifrey. So, and Louise Jameson again is another great proponent of the show outside of the show. So.
I'm just afraid that poor Leela was turned into a cyber person.
We'll just hand wave that away.
Yeah, okay.
Let's just So I mean, it just depends on which version of Gallifrey you get that week.
Exactly. So I'm willing to do 30%.
I was going to go 40.
Yeah.
So,
I'll go
40 or 50, I'd say.
Because I think they could easily bring her back just because we know where she is, but whether or not they do. Is the question. Yeah.
I'm glad
I'm at a 50-50. I'm at to me, it's a literal coin flip.
Yeah. Kieran?
Yeah, look, I'd go with that. I think that it's definitely something that at some point, you know what? One of the things I keep sort of coming back to when thinking about these things is how much nostalgia there is for the period, and I think there is still so much nostalgia for that particular period of the Fourth Doctor, like in the middle there, like Sarah Jane and Leela, that there is enough nostalgia for people who remember it fondly. Like if you've got a showrunner who's in his 50s who remembers watching it, that's the sort of character they're going to want to bring back.
Yes,
true.
I would bring her back.
Yeah.
He's describing me, and I would bring him back. I would bring
surprise everyone. Mike Gordon is going to be the new showrunner.
Yay!
Hey, I'm looking for
figure out Harry Sullivan for me.
Yeah. All right, so we're all in favor of Leela coming back. All right, this one's an easy one. K9.
100%.
150%.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think out of everybody other than Susan, I think this is the get me. Yeah.
Even more so than Susan.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
As long as they don't bring back, and sorry, Kieran, the Australian version they did of K9.
You don't have to apologize. We hate that. You don't have to apologize.
Okay.
It was made in Australia for the English, and I don't know who actually liked it. I watched a few episodes and I thought, who is this for?
Yeah,
I know.
I was going to say I don't know anyone who actually watched it. I almost have several times. I thought, let me give this. I haven't made it.
No. Okay, so K9 a shoo-in to come back somewhere.
Affirmative, master.
Okay, I'm going to do this one as combined Romana 1 and 2.
I mean, by her very nature, being a time lady, Like
Yeah.
whether it'll be Romana 3 if Romana comes
Right.
back,
Yes.
or multiple like Romana X, whichever number you want. But yeah.
I want Romana, but I want it to be Juliet Landau.
Oh God, yes. She is.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That's
that
my
would,
yes, please.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Let's do this already.
Let's do it. Why haven't they done it yet? She has been amazing.
They have, which is why it's
No, I know they've done it on Big Finish.
Exactly. But now it's just move it to live action because they're literally using her face and everything for the cover and
Mm-hmm. Well, I love and I know we're not supposed to really talk about Big Finish in this, but how they made her president of Gallifrey.
Yeah. If they if and when because they will, it's not a companion, but will they bring back Gallifrey? Yes, they will. So when they do next, like Romana should be at the forefront.
Yeah, I agree
absolutely.
completely. I agree completely with that.
I would love to see a scene like with the Doctor and say the Doctor, River, and Romana in the TARDIS together, because those would be the two women who get the absolute best of the Doctor when he's a he. And I would love to see just maybe River getting a little jealous of Romana being a little, a bit on a sort of Romana high horse kind of thing. But I was thinking, like, if it was Romana 1 or 2, I think Romana 2 is who I'd like to see come back, just because I love both of them. But for me, Romana 1 is so tied up in the key to time that unless they get sent to find that again, I prefer Romana 2.
Yeah, at the risk of, since we're on the subject, at the risk of, covering a Big Finish question, has River met Romana in Big Finish? Because
there's a question.
If that hasn't happened,
I don't think,
because we haven't gotten through all the diaries yet.
No, it has not happened in the diaries.
I don't know why that hasn't happened. That needs to happen.
Like Sarah and Rose meeting, but a little more.
Yeah, not as cat.
See, I don't think neither one of them would be jealous. They would start coming on to each other and totally ignore the Doctor.
Well, a certain one of them would be coming on to the other one, yes. But we're not
pretty sure both of them would be coming on to them.
And that's okay. All right. So pretty much 90% for Romana?
Yeah, I would say pretty high up.
Yeah.
Okay. Adric, 0.
0, yeah.
Negative.
I'm not
He
gonna
has to stay dead.
All right, so I'm not going to say 0. I'm going to say that I'm going to give it a possibility of like maybe 30%. Because
you think they want to retcon his death?
Not because they want to retcon it, because I think at some point
they already did
I know.
You want that spin-off.
Like at some point, I think I can see definitely some, again, showrunner like myself, this age, or and remembering this as being a pivotal event in the Doctor's history, that he could not save this companion,
You're right.
and going back to that and either trying to save him or trying to figure out a way around it or revisiting that in some way. I could definitely see that happening, and so for that reason alone, I give it a 30% chance.
So you could do a really interesting story around that, and
it would be the first one.
But have him fail.
Be the first one,
and have him have to deal with this. This is not something I can change, no matter how much I want to.
Adric, King of the Dinosaurs. No, something like that.
Oh, that's so terrible.
I think
the first boy on Earth.
I think what you want, you're absolutely right, Mike, and I feel silly for not thinking this, because what a showrunner will want is the moment, even if it's just 2 minutes, of the Doctor face to face with Adric apologizing. Because that's what the Doctor wants. Because he wants to apologize for the fact that, let's face it, the Doctor treated, Adric was annoying, and the Doctor treated Adric like crap. Because Adric was annoying, which is understandable.
And he treated him like crap.
The Doctor regrets his death.
But Adric was also a child.
Yes.
And they always sort of gloss over that. But Adric's
he was a mathematical genius.
Yeah, but he's a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you see them in Keeper of Traken, just the two of them, it seems like that might be the relationship might be a little more interesting than it becomes once everyone else shows up. Once the TARDIS fills up, Adric just becomes annoying. But there's a bit of moment here and there in Traken and the beginning of Logopolis when they're mapping out the TARDIS and everything that it could have been more interesting if it had just been sort of not like as fun as like the second Doctor,
Well,
Jane.
we always said that there was
something.
better chemistry with Tom and Adric than there was with Peter and Adric.
Well, you've hit the nail on the head there, right? Because with Tom and Adric, it is a father-son relationship.
Yeah.
Suddenly, when the Doctor regenerates, the Doctor is a
brothers.
younger man.
Yeah.
And he's older, and the TARDIS is filled up with more people. So suddenly he hasn't got a father figure, and the Doctor doesn't have time for him. Because Adric wants to leave. And unfortunately, he dies before he can. So, and I think the Doctor feels very, very guilty about that. So if they do bring Adric back, it'll be for the Doctor to sort of let go of the guilt of them.
Right.
Let go of the guilt of that.
Yeah.
And even though we know that it's not the first time a companion has died, it just seems like for most people, the popular opinion is that Adric was the first companion that died.
Right.
So, so that would be, like I said, a seminal event that I could see them revisiting at some point.
Yeah, it's also because you can see Adric's death on Blu-ray. You could see it on DVD or on VHS.
Right.
You still can't see Sarah Kingdom or the other Katrina's death.
True.
Yeah.
But they died within a story of meeting the Doctor, whereas Adric had a whole build-up.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah, it's totally different, I think, with a long-term companion.
He was a long-term companion.
Than with like a single episode companion.
But I'm still putting 0. So you're not changing.
I'm going to bump it up to like 15.
Okay.
Now, I think.
Okay. All right. Nissa.
I'd like to see Nissa back more than Tegan. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I figure if we got Tegan back, but we haven't got Nissa back yet, we're probably not going to get Nissa back. So I'm going to go for like 37%.
I would say probably about 40%.
Oh, wow. You're going
wow.
high.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
well,
I would only go about maybe.
I was going to go low.
I would go like 15 or 20%.
Yeah, I would say 15.
I would have said that, I would have put that, for Tegan also, but then we did get Tegan back. So, and so.
Well, they actually kind of made Tegan more interesting.
They did, but, they're.
That's not hard.
But there were.
Exactly. That was going to be my next point.
Well, part of the thing for the next season of Doctor Who, they were still going to do the Pantheon of Gods. And which one of the gods were they going to bring back? Was the Merkur.
Jovanka.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Jovanka.
Was the snake. Yeah. So.
Oh, sure. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so, so that, they hinted at it a couple different times, bringing the name up and everything. And that was one of the stories that Russell T was working on and everything. And so there was rumor going around that Tegan was going to be back the next season. And
it's for that the box set that has Snake Dance in it. They did like a little extra scene with Tegan
and
a dream sequence. Nissa, which confirms that the two of them were a bit more than friends. And so it wouldn't surprise me if they were just like, you know what, we've got Nissa back, bring her back. I mean, she's got a great storyline in Big Finish. But I'd like to see her back. I'm not sure whether they do it, but seeing as I think at this point we're getting into actors that are actually of an age where they can still come back and they still act. So I think we're getting more likely as we go down.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. So I'm going to stick with mine. I think there's a chance Nissa might pop up. So I wouldn't say no to it. Tegan.
I mean, same really.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'd say probably
it's like
because it all depends what they decide to do. If they're going to drop the whole Pantheon of Gods thing, that leaves out the Merkur, and it's going to be, if they're not doing that storyline, why bring her back? Pretty much, you brought her back for the end of the 13th Doctor, so which I loved. She was more interesting than she had ever been before in that story.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So possible, but like it's not 0.
Yeah.
I would say 50% whether they bring back Tegan again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mel.
It's the same thing. I would maybe give it 25%. It's low.
Right.
It's flip a coin, then flip a coin again,
Yeah.
and going, okay, maybe.
Okay. So, Mikey.
Yeah, like I said, I'd put it the same as Nissa.
Okay.
So around
All right.
20% maybe.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll just bring back the Doctor Who companion group, the therapy group, and they're all.
I mean,
that's where all my sub 50s are going. It's another companion group.
Yeah, exactly.
If they did if they did a sort of like a Love and Monsters 2 with the companion group, then a support group, then you can see a lot of these faces.
And I would love it, Kate Stewart. How many of you want to come work for Unit? We'd love to have you.
Well, I will say if we did get a Unit spinoff, I mean more than just one like miniseries, then I think it's much more likely that we would see some older companions.
Absolutely. I agree completely with that. I agree completely.
So the next time there's a Christmas special, what's going to happen is everything I'm rating from 50 and under will be at the Christmas party at Unit. Mingling, and you're going to go, oh, look, they got a show. No words, all cameos. That's where they'll all be.
Exactly.
They're in there. They're in a universe. They're all happy. They're all getting a nice, good check from Unit, doing their thing.
Exactly. All right. Let's keep on going. Turlo.
No.
Yeah.
0.
Like 5%.
Turtle's not even getting to the office party. Nope.
No.
Yeah, like 15, 20%.
Like 2%.
No, I'm putting a 0. All right. The same thing with this next one. Chameleon.
0.
Yeah.
0.
I think you're all wrong. This is a character that can be easily done, like with the technology we have today, they can make a realistic looking chameleon, the CG that exists today. This is a character that is coming back. Unless there are rights issues, this character, they can use it in a story arc. It can be like it can come back easily. It's not specifically tied to one actor. I think Chameleon, like K9, will come back.
That would explain Rose at the end of the episode of the last one. It's Chameleon.
Oh my god, if that's what he does, just genius. But Russell T. Davis making the best silk purses out of sow's ears.
Yeah, usually it's like a sow's ear out of a sow's ear.
Yeah.
I mean his track record of bringing back
has not been good. Has not been good.
Yeah, marginal.
Yeah.
Someone will do Chameleon at some point. I think it is 100% that someone in the future of Doctor Who will bring back Chameleon.
Okay.
That's fun because it can shapeshift. Someone could actually use a character that we've been seeing for a long time. Like Kate could be a chameleon, and suddenly Kate one day could just change it to chameleon. We've had chameleon there the whole time, or something.
Doctor Who, Secret Wars.
Yeah. What is the robot? The other robot's name in the. Every time we go see Unit, we see the robot.
Oh,
Blinks.
Blinks.
The one that nobody cares.
We find out that's Chameleon.
No. Yeah. All right, this one I don't want to see back either is Perry.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Perry. I wouldn't be surprised if she showed up, but I don't want her to show up.
I'm almost 50-50 on Perry just because she got such a strange ending. Did she die? Is she running around with Brian Blessed? What's going on? I mean, isn't there one version like he became a wrestler or something, and she was his manager? I think in like the books or something
in
like
the
that.
Books,
that
happened. Yes.
Yeah. And so I 50-50 because I think she could come back because there are unresolved issues. Whether or not they do, I couldn't say.
Yeah, and one of the things, Mike, I mean, I know that you're not a big fan, but one of the things that we've seen with New Who is that when they do bring some of these characters back, they improve them dramatically.
Yes. Oh, very much so.
And is it possible
they have nowhere to go but
because
that goes into the next one right
because
there?
Because the problems with Perry are not Nicola Bryant's fault.
No, not
right?
at all.
So to give
true.
her like some sort of something that would, sort of help with that legacy of that character would be great. And I could see someone wanting to do that.
I'm thinking Perry's like at an 80 because I think we're going to finally, you would see her in live action, not getting yelled at or choked. And she's going to be having the same kind of Mel's treatment where she's intelligent and can hold her own and isn't there for screaming fodder.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if it's as high as that, but I would say 60 or 70%.
I'd say 50.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'd say 60. And I have to say at this point, just again, like Big Finish, but her character is great. I urge anyone, I urge anyone to go listen to the Sixth Doctor 40th anniversary stories, because it gives Perry and the Doctor these amazing resolutions. Like Perry and the Doctor finally talk about the fact that he tried to kill her when he regenerated. And they actually talk about the fact that she stayed after that abuse. And it is written so beautifully that, yeah, I urge anyone to look it up. But I want Perry back. I think Nicola Bryant is a brilliant actress who was dealt a very bad card by John Nathan Turner, and she deserves what Tegan and Ace have got in this in the new series. Right?
And Mel.
I think Mel got a great treatment, and so let's jump into Mel, and I'm going to say 100%.
100% because she's already back.
She's already back.
And she's
here.
And I hope they continue to use her very smartly. Yeah, I love that. You made me a housewife? A housewife? I love that. No, she was great. And I think everything they've done with her, even made her in the season 1 finale, when she was, traveling with the Doctor and Ruby, and then she got taken over by Sutek, and I thought that was so good.
And having her confronted by the Ronnie again was one of the highlights.
I never thought about you. Oh yes, you have.
That was cool too. So, and that's what you want with those. That's why you bring back those old companions, right?
Yes.
So.
Yes. And this next companion is one I want to see back so badly full time. I would love to see Ace.
They gave us a little bit of Ace, but that was like a teaser.
Yeah, I was expecting more of Ace this time around, like we saw with Mel.
Yeah.
In the novelization of, I think it's 73 Yards, Ace actually turns up working for UNIT. She goes and meets Ruby.
Right.
So as far as the Big Finish, not Big Finish for once. As far as the production are actually concerned, because that one was written by Scott Hancock, who was the script editor for the whole series. As far as they're concerned, Ace is still around and still working for UNIT.
So it would be cool to even see her in this upcoming miniseries.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Great.
So, but I would definitely, I'm going to put it 90%. I would love to see her back.
Yeah, I'd go up there.
I'd be pretty high on her. Yeah.
All right. Now that's the classic series. Let's quickly go into the Doctor Who movie, The Eighth Doctor. And we have Grace Holloway and Cheng Li. And
I can confirm straight up 0%.
Oh, because of the rights of the characters.
Yep, Fox owns the rights.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they won't let.
And even if they didn't, I think it'd be 0%.
I was going to go for 3%, but now I'm going for 0.
Yeah. No. So
even though Daphne Ashbrook and Yi Ji So have both appeared in other Doctor Who things,
on
and
Big
they really
Finish.
quite like Doctor Who. Well, no, not just Big Finish, BBC webcasts, because Yi Ji So was in Real Time. So, they've both done Big Finish. And I believe Grace Holloway did appear in a novel written like the year the movie came out. But since then, the characters have not been allowed to be used.
Right. No, it's sad because Grace was great. And, I did also love Cheng Li. So I thought, because how he was, following the master, and it was actually very well done until, how he realized, oh, wait a minute, this guy's evil as heck, and everything. So it was interesting.
If they ever do anything, because there's still always talk about doing something with Paul McGann. So if that ever happens, there is a possibility that they would want to revisit those characters as well. But it is a shame because, with the BBC having a relationship with Disney, you'd think, since Disney owns Fox, like, oh, what can you just pass those rights back to us? But like you guys said, it's probably not going to happen.
No, exactly, which is a shame. And speaking of a shame, let's take a quick break because we've been talking to you guys for over an hour already, but this has been fun. So a quick break, and we'll be back in a minute with the new series. And this is almost as long and going to be very controversial in some parts. So, we'll see. All right, let's take a break.
Hey Leah, you know what else is great? This promo for another podcast right here on the ESO network.
Wait, Sean, this is our promo for our podcast.
Whether you're at home, commuting, or simply taking a break, we have some interesting coffee tales to share with you.
With each episode, we share
movie reviews, travel tales, relationships, pop culture, thrifting, and tons more.
We always have a fresh pot brewing for you right here on the Have Coffee, Will Travel podcast.
Welcome back. Now we're looking at the new series companions. And let's, of course, start with Rose. Rose Tyler.
100.
Actress 100.
The actress 100%.
Character.
Nope. Just from Mike Faber, 100. That's Rose, baby.
Yeah, I think 100 as well. I mean, it's just because, RTD just loves his own characters.
He does.
He'll bring them back before he'll bring back anybody. So,
yes. Yeah. So I'm going to go 50%. So, but because we'll see the actress, obviously. But is she Rose? Is she Bad Wolf? Or is she the moment, type thing?
Or something entirely different.
Exactly. Or is she
or
the
chameleon.
doctor? Yeah.
Yes, she's chameleon.
Oh, Lord.
That would be amazing.
She's chameleon?
Yeah. Exactly. So.
Romana.
Yeah, I think a 50-50.
50.
I'd go 50, yeah.
Kieran?
For that, it's Rose, yes.
Honestly, I just don't even care.
I knew I liked you, my friend.
Terrible.
You know what? It's an unpopular view of mine, but I actually find Rose, I don't find her arc satisfying. I find her character largely annoying. I don't think the great love story that is meant to hold this whole thing together just doesn't really. I don't get it. But anyway, is it Rose? Probably ish, maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate.
I'm not even sure RTD knows. I think they just shoehorned her in at the last minute because they needed somebody.
Yeah. Well, they did.
For that way it gives me options.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think he put her in there purely to make us talk.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, very much so.
Oh, yeah. Talk about stunt casting. Yeah.
Oh, very much so. And even if she does come back as the doctor, I don't think it's long term. I think it's, just a Band-Aid.
Yeah,
again.
I don't think he'd do that again. I don't think he'd do David Tennant 2 again. RTD can be self-referential, but I don't think he's that self-referential.
I don't think he wanted to.
Have you not seen his work?
All right.
Just when you think he won't reference himself again, like he triples down.
Before we go down that path, let's go to the one who's definitely never coming back. Is Mickey Smith.
Nope.
Zero. Actually, I think
they better not bring him back.
No way in fucking hell.
No, but I don't think the next one will be back either. Adam Mitchell, the companion that failed.
For completely different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adam has a better chance of coming back than.
They did a great comic story with him. But
yes, I was going to say, if you particularly like Adam Mitchell, which I don't know anyone who does go, oh, you know what I want? Some Adam Mitchell. But
those adventures are sadly lacking in the Whoniverse.
Exactly. So 0 there. Captain Jack.
No.
Sadly.
You know what? If there was a possibility, I think actually as he's gone forward, like Barrowman has kind of buried it. He's kind of, and I understand where he's coming from, but I think now he's doing more harm than good as far as his chances of coming back.
I agree completely.
Because now he's just sort of like, well, F you, I don't want to come back. So, is it possible? Sure. And would people like it? I think so. I think people would love to see Captain Jack back, but it gets lower and lower. I don't think it's below 50, but I give it 50-50 really.
Like maybe 20 or 30 years from now, and it's like his last role.
It depends on who's the showrunner.
Yeah.
And we see him turning into the face of Bo, and that's it.
His head getting cut off, and poof, there we go.
Because I was at a 50-50 for a very long time of maybe, but now some of that time that needed just to kind of go through to heal some of these wounds and get some distance has now turned to animosity, and I'm like, maybe not.
Yeah.
I can be hopeful. I really like the character, and this to me is not a Mickey situation, so it's different.
Yeah,
I'm looking at it differently, my own personal kind of outlook, so I'll be at a hopeful 50-50.
Okay.
I mean, if you had asked me 2 years ago, I would have been higher.
Oh, when we saw him at Pensacon, I would have been like, "Oh, I can't wait for him to come back." But now,
yeah, the interviews he's been doing lately. He's burning that bridge.
Yeah.
And he's pouring the gasoline on it himself.
Yeah.
I would love to see the character, but if there's no way, and I don't think there is, that they could use someone else, then it's rather low for me.
I agree. I agree. Agreed. All right.
Shame.
Donna Noble. That's a gimme.
Oh, yeah. We're at 99.99.
Yeah, we're at
90.
Over 95%.
Yeah. Our RTD loves her. I don't myself. She's not a character that I particularly like, but she seems to come back a lot, and she probably will again.
It'd be nice if they did something with Rose, not Rose Tyler.
No,
like Donna Noble's
Rose Noble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, exactly. I agree with that one. So pretty high. That's pretty high. Pretty darn high. Yeah. All right. Another one I would love to see come back, Martha Jones.
Absolutely.
Yes. I think Martha was robbed.
I would see like a 75% or something like that.
I was hoping to God that she was going to be in the miniseries that's coming up.
Yeah.
At first there were all sorts of rumors, but then that went away.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She was one of those characters who, when she left, she became more interesting. When she was in Torchwood, and when she returned briefly, I thought, "Hey, Martha's back." There was an excitement having her back that wasn't always there in some of the actual stories she was in.
But they also
during the third series.
But they also have to do a real injustice to her by putting her with Mickey.
Yeah.
So they need to correct that.
They need to fix that.
Yeah.
They need to show her spitting on his grave. And
I was thinking urinating, but that's okay.
That just bring him back to life, like Freddy Krueger. Just pee on him. Yeah,
exactly. Kieran, you're kind of quiet right now.
Look, Martha, good character, didn't get what she deserved. I don't think she's going to come back anytime soon, largely because I think Freema Agyeman's got much better things to be doing. She's doing a lot more interesting and varied roles now, and that seems to be the way her career has gone. I think Doctor Who is behind her, and I don't think anyone is going to be recasting that anytime soon. So for me, it is, again, nothing is a 0, but it's quite low for me. I think it's about 10%.
Okay. Fair enough. River Song. Should I play the theme song for us?
No, please don't. We're not talking about Big Finish, remember?
Okay,
So we're certainly not playing the song.
Yeah. I think the thing is, since River, I thought it was ended so perfectly, to bring her back would either be extending a story that already has an ending and dragging the ending on, or adding bits, like filling in gaps that don't need to be filled in, really. So I kind of love her story the way it is. I'd love to see someone take the episodes and put them in the correct order, sort of, so we could all see them. And like, where does Time of the Doctor, that goes after the Husbands of River Song? Because she's dead, or I mean, it goes after. It goes after everything.
She is dead. Right? She is dead.
Yeah, it has to be after.
Time of the Doctor is the last one, even though Husbands and these other ones. Yeah, I just love to see a something constructed like that.
I actually just watched past weekend. I took a break from doing the moving stuff, and I actually watched the Husbands of River Song. And it's just such a wonderful story, especially when Capaldi, when she realizes that Capaldi's the doctor and he says, "Hello, sweetie."
Yeah.
And it's like, and I'd love to know that they're bickering back and forth. And the guy goes, "What's going on here?" And she says, "Please be quiet. Your parents are talking right now.
Yes.
Mommy and Daddy are talking right now."
And they're closing scene together, and they lived happily ever after, and then the snow keeps blowing away the words. It's just a lovely. That's the end.
Yeah.
So I would love to see River Song back, but I really don't kind of want her to, not in a malicious way, but that story is done.
Yes. Okay.
I think she'll be back. I have a feeling it'll be like I have like a 75% chance that we'll see her pop around for like a special or something. Nothing soon-ish, but she'll make another live action appearance.
Yeah.
At some point.
And it's wonderful because when you meet her in person, she is River Song. You know.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
She is amazing. And so I put 75%.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty high. I'm not sure that it would be more than a cameo, but maybe it would.
Yeah.
And maybe she'll get a whole spinoff. Who knows?
The harems of River Song or something, you know.
I mean, I'd actually, if they were going to bring her back, I'd rather it be in a spinoff where we see her without the Doctor.
I would love that. I would love that. And I loved in the Husbands of River Song that you actually got to see, you know, what she's like away from the Doctor.
Yes.
And everything.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool. Kieran, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, I think, yeah, possibly, again, like with quite a lot of the things I've said, at some point in the future, a nostalgic showrunner is going to go, "Hey, River Song, I want that." I remember when Big Finish stopped doing the Diary of River Song, and everyone went, "Oh, this means that they're going to be making a TV series. It's finally going to be a spin-off." Yada. But no, it was just Big Finish had decided to start a new series where they went, "You know what? We're just going to give River, like, take her out of the library, put her in a new body, and then give her a life after the Doctor, and that's it."
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to get that spin-off anytime soon, but she probably will pop up in the series. But it is worth mentioning Big Finish because it almost never happens that when Big Finish is actively using a property, that those characters pop up in the show.
Correct.
The only time it's ever happened is Missy.
True. Very, very true. So we might as well talk about River's parents. Let's talk about Amy Pond. No.
I don't think they will. When you enter the Stephen Moffat era, you get the opposite of obviously Russell T Davies, where you have definite endings. And I think unless Stephen Moffat comes back and wants to do something with that, I doubt he will. I'm going to say very, very low. Not never, but I'm going to go for 2%.
Okay. And
we definitely have to. Yeah, I think we're tying Amy and Rory in together.
We've got to.
So, and in that case, I mean, it would be great, but because it's always fun to see them, and you know, like I said, they're around, but they're both moved on to do big things, different things. So it's going to be more expensive to get them. So you know, unless it's like just some sort of little cameo thing that they're willing to pop in on, or you know, their careers take a major dive. I just don't. I don't see it. And yeah, Stephen did write a fixed point for them, so that it's going to be very difficult to explain them in a new setting. So I don't see that happening. But you know, they're still both around, and who knows?
Only way I could see them coming back is if they do a Matt Smith crossover, like the 11th Doctor comes back and he has Rory and Amy with him. Or something.
Mm-hmm. See, I can see before they die. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see 50-50, but this is happening like in 20, 30 years.
Yeah. I think 20 years from now.
Yeah.
So I definitely think for the 75th anniversary special.
Yeah,
right.
Right.
So, but no, I don't, because
I'm going to say 10% because that is the amount of Karen Gillan's salaries that the BBC can afford.
Nowadays, yes.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true because she's doing Jumanji 500 or something like that.
She's got all sorts of things going on.
Yep, that's very, very true. All right, so we got Amy and Rory done. Kate Stewart, 100%.
100% already. Yeah, I mean, we already know.
Current.
She's on
back.
Yeah, she's
spoiler. She's back.
I'm so glad Moffat brought her in.
Yeah. In fact, we're getting her back before we get the Doctor back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So damn true. That is very, very true. So, all right. So Kate Stewart's a give me. All right. Clara.
Oh, please no.
No, please no.
Please
No.
no.
Dear God.
She's getting the same rank for me for Amy and Rory. We'll see her in 50. We'll see her in 30 years. Maybe.
I'd rather see Amy and Rory more than I'd like to see Clara.
I'd like to see Clara and a Shilda traveling around in their 50s.
In their diner.
Those are the adventures I'd like to see. But maybe Big Finish. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, both of them are making more money than they need to do. So I don't think the odds of them coming back are very good.
I think just the thing that when Matt Smith's doctor died, Amy was a hallucination, and when Peter Capaldi's doctor died, Clara was a memory on a glass robot or whatever it was. I think means that they're probably not going to be coming back unless Stephen Moffat comes back and does it. I don't think he will.
No, I don't think so either. All right, so I'm going to 10% at the most. So, and don't really care. So there you go. All right. Nardo.
Oh, this was in the news recently.
It was.
Yeah, very recently.
I posted it today. Matt Lucas was like saying, I want to come back and I know how we can do it.
He's told RTD his idea of how Nardole can come back. And RTD said, well, I'm not telling anyone about it because I might actually use it.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I was going to say
that is awesome.
Yeah, he's the one character in the Moffat era that I say might come back just because of the way he kind of went away in River Song, and then the Doctor reconstructs him or whatever it is he does when he brings him back. So that could happen again. So I could see Nardole, the spirit of Nardole or whatever, returning.
Yeah, he just
somehow.
keep showing
so like
up and
60-70%. Yeah, something a little higher than 50.
As the Doctor's conscience or something.
Yeah.
And Matt's a great guy, and obtainable salary wise. So yeah, he's reasonable to come back. I could for a Christmas special or something like that. I could definitely see him coming back.
Yep. He's not doing the Great British Baking Show anymore, so why not?
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, Nardo, pretty high up there.
Yeah, like at
Bill
85,
Potts.
90 or something like that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right, let's look at Bill Potts.
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
No.
I
don't think so.
doubt it.
20% the unit office Christmas party.
That's
That's one of those.
Whatever.
But I'd be worried if she came as the punch.
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
I know,
that's true.
right?
Yeah, rising out of the
Isn't she? Yeah,
her and her girlfriend rising out of the
some sort
punch.
of cloud or
Right.
something now or something. I don't know what, but yeah.
Exactly. So no. All right. So very
unlikely.
low.
Yeah, unless we get some sort of storyline with the Doctors going back and fixing past mistakes, and trying to I don't see that happening.
Yes, this next one, I would love to see. I would love to see Missy.
Please make it 100%.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, that would be a great. Yeah,
Let her
I'd love to see
let her
Missy
show
come
up and ruin the office party.
But I would almost be worried though if she came back under RTD, because look what they did with the Ronnie and crap and stuff like that. I don't want to see because
that can be the one episode that Stephen Moffat writes every season.
So I feel like every time we get a new showrunner or whatever, they want to do their own master, and so I think if we had a completely new one, they'd be doing a different master most likely to try to.
Oh yeah,
they'd probably be like most of the other masters, but it would still be a new one.
But of masters who are most likely to come back, like in the same way that John Sim came back, if you want one that is fresh in the memory that people like, and the fact that Michelle Gomez is such a jobbing actor that she will take like all sorts of roles going her way, and she loves playing Missy in audio. I think she is most likely to come back. The Master, 100%. We are getting the Master again. The show is never going to go without the Master.
Right.
Missy,
Yeah, of
I
course
think
not.
there's probably about a 50-50 chance of at some point, if we get a previous Master story or a multi-Master story, Missy will be back.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah, it
I
might
agree
even
completely.
be higher than that. Because
probably say
Michelle
60%.
Gomez is just so charismatic in the role.
Definitely
Unlike
agree
the
with
one
that.
after Missy.
Oh, God. Yeah, no. All right, so we're all pretty hot still for Missy. Okay. And all right, now we're getting into the 13th Doctor era. This is going to be tricky. This is like a minefield, folks. So let's start with Ryan Sinclair.
No.
0.
Yes,
0.
very, very,
Even Ryan.
very low.
Yeah.
Low. Super low.
No.
It's low. I'd be 25 Office Party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10, 15. Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Ryan would still be trying to ride the bike. So there you go.
Poor Ryan.
Okay, then we have Graham
Graham
O'Brien.
never left.
100. Let's go, baby.
Always
100%.
there.
100%.
Graham and
I do like the fact that at the end of Power of the Doctor, there's a slight intimation that Graham and Ace might there might be like. So I thought, what about like they could have a sitcom or something like Graham and Ace or something.
the Graham and Ace show.
Yeah, it's something. But
him trying to talk her out of blowing up.
Yeah, exactly. So if they bring Ace back and follow that and have maybe Graham and her going out, then maybe Graham a little higher. But I would go much higher than like 30, maybe 37. I'm going 37.
Okay.
I'm still waiting
panicked.
for, I mean, speaking of, I'm still waiting for the Graham Dan spinoff where they like together fight crime.
Graham Dan.
They become detectives.
I'd watch it.
Exactly.
But we have fun with Graham's character and everything like that. But the fact of the matter is, Bradley Walsh is a compelling actor, fun guy. I could see a sense of if they wanted to revisit this era, like that's an easy way to do that. So I think it's pretty high. I would give him out of all the group here, I would give him higher than average. So we'll say 75%.
Yeah, he could pretty easily show up at Unit. If there was a Unit spinoff, I could definitely see Graham being there.
Yep, exactly. I could see him, in this episode clocking out or something. I'll see y'all later.
Or being that character,
Graham.
like if something is happening on Earth and nobody believes there's a threat. I can see him being the one guy to be like, there is the Earth is falling, is falling, and nobody believing it but him and, the Doctor or whatever. So.
Yeah. Okay. So Graham, high marks there. Yasmin or Yaz.
50-50 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
50%.
Yeah, I would say 50%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how she would react to the Doctor being regenerating as a male.
Yeah, that was my thought of like Yaz had shown up and seeing Shooty as the Doctor. What would have happened there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. But I do think if they do ever bring, if we have a multi-Doctor story or event or something like that, and we get, Jodie coming back, I mean, it's no accident that when we did get Jodie back in the last episode that she mentioned Yaz. So that's the companion that is linked to this
You'll
Doctor.
see her.
That as far as
very much so.
Yeah,
Very much
this
so.
franchise is
She's like the Jamie and the Tegan, like they're the whole time.
Yeah, she's
basically.
she's the one that's linked to that Doctor.
Kieran? You have to look on your face.
It's 50-50 for me, purely because there was such a beautiful ending for that character. They bittersweet, but they tied that character up. But then at the same time, she was at that support group, and with Kate's line of, "I might get you to do some work," and with her police training. Albeit her minor police,
like Torchwood,
she kept buggering off to go with the Doctor.
Yeah.
So
you could be the ticket officer for Unit.
So I think, if they're going to bring someone back, I'd say, and obviously with Big Finish, she has shown that she is keen to still be within the Doctor Who universe. So
Okay.
Like that would be so funny though to have an episode start off with some alien landing and she like shows up and as on behalf of unit like you can't park here.
Yep, so
She's like the parking enforcer of all
has her little book out,
And she can
her
back
hat,
it up.
you know.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I could love to see that. All right, Dan Lewis.
No.
No, zero.
Maybe 30. Just because he's around.
25. Office party.
That's
where my go.
Yeah,
because he kind of showed up in the show and then he kind of went away from the show.
Yeah.
You know, so
maybe
maybe
the guy that's spiking the punch
Cameo.
at the office party.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, I'm going to give that. I'm going to say zero.
To me, they're all characters that when I would see them, I would make me happy. And that's where I think cameos work the most because you're like, oh, it's such and such.
Yeah.
Because it would quickly invoke the feelings of enjoy all the episodes I enjoyed that character in.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of say that little cameo office party kind of deal because that's where I see that happening when one of the showrunners would want that little pop from the audience because they're a character that you would look at quickly, recognize them, and think fondly of them.
True.
Yeah.
All right. So that answers our question about Dan. All right, Vinder.
no, it's clear that
I don't
Chibnall
think so.
wanted
I
a
don't think
bigger
so.
story from him. Like there was meant to be a bigger arc there, but then when he kind of had to shuttle his ideas and condense things into flux, and because it's clear that Chibnall wanted a couple more years, but Vinder is not coming back because he doesn't have enough for any other showrunner to latch onto.
Well, and it hurt because Flux had to have 2 episodes cut out of the storyline. So, and that was supposed to be featuring who Vinder was or whatever.
Yeah.
But also Vinder was also originally in the original drafts of it was supposed to be Captain Jack. So
I don't know.
So there you go. So
Low on the Vinder.
So I'm gonna say no.
He's like
0.
a Han Solo clone, like the dollar store Han Solo.
Ooh, ouch. Don't
Vinder
disagree.
heard that.
But it is true.
Yeah. All right. We also had Professor Jericho in that storyline. I loved Professor Jericho.
I would watch more of Professor Jericho. He would be fun.
He has solo adventures. Yeah.
Other than Graham, he was my favorite companion of that era. So
if that era had been written by Stephen Moffat, then Jericho would have appeared in like the last episode in like that flashback in that sequence, like in at the end of The Big Bang, where they go through and they see Churchill and they see the tent. That's what you say. That's what Jericho's like built for. He's built for being a sight gag. I think later on, I don't think you're ever going to get a full story with him.
No, but he was a great character.
It's a fun party character. Yeah.
0. All right. Now we're getting into 15 and 16, 0. So we're almost at the end, folks. Fine, I promise. And so we have Rose Noble.
I hope it's 100%.
Me too.
Because I would
so.
like to actually, I would like her to have some story. They have not given her anything.
I'm going.
She was almost like an afterthought.
She's like the Danny Pink of the series, and I think she deserves more than that.
Yeah.
Oh, very much so.
We didn't even mention Danny.
Yeah, we even mentioned Danny on this.
Oh my god, we didn't.
Sorry, Danny.
We didn't.
I suppose he didn't travel in the TARDIS, did he?
No,
He didn't travel in the TARDIS, so.
But Rose, I think, is 50-50 purely because I think the actress is on the up and up, and I think pretty soon she will be. I don't want to say she'll be bigger than Doctor Who. She will be doing things bigger and more important and more, worth more money than Doctor Who very soon.
Right. So I agree with that one. I don't disagree. I'll say probably about 50%. I would hope they continue her storyline somewhere. I would definitely love to see it. All right. Then we got Ruby Sunday.
High, 75%.
Yeah,
very high. I would say
higher
pretty
than that.
high.
Because I don't think her story's done, and
her story is not done.
And
yet.
RTD doesn't like to let that stuff go. So as long as
Yeah.
she's available, we'll see her back.
Well, she's firmly
It's not like
ingrained in
Moffat
it.
who
Right.
starts.
Yeah.
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 I go higher. I go up 99 that we're going to see her.
Mhm.
80% for
Yeah.
me. So I think definitely there's a good chance for Ruby because, it was funny because after the first season, it had come out that she wasn't going to be in all the episodes of the second season. And people were like, she's leaving the series already, type thing. And, I'm glad we got her back for the second season. I thought, I liked her character a lot more, actually, I think, in the second season.
It was like I said with Martha, like the absence made the heart grow fonder a little bit, sort of.
Kind of, yes. But, I also like her mom and her grandmother. So,
Yeah, those fun characters. Yeah.
Fun. So, all right. So, last but never least, Belinda.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel like possibly,
Yeah, I
a
feel
lot
like-
lower than Ruby.
I
Yeah.
think
Maybe later.
I think it's highly possible. I think at some point somebody in RTD is probably going to want to do something. If he wants to do anything with Poppy, then she's got to be there. So you
I
bring back
hate that
Poppy, you bring
ending
back
so
her.
much.
So you just it's there. So it's not something I want, but because you want to talk about companions getting a shaft, a broad deal.
Yeah.
She really did in the last couple of episodes. So,
Yes.
which she started off so well, and So, but I think there's a strong possibility we'll see her again. I'd say like 70%.
I'm going to say 50%. So, for me.
I'm gonna go 50-50 because I think one of those things where they definitely could bring her back. Some part of me thinks they won't, but someone might.
Well,
hard to be
because
wishy-washy
especially
there, but that's 50-50 is
especially-
for, right?
Yeah.
Well, especially if they would have gone with the original ending of the season, I would have said 100% that she was coming back. But with what they did with making her Poppy's mom and, the whole thing, that explained who the father was, blah, blah, blah. I think, that I don't think part of me doesn't think she's coming back.
I'm at 50-50 because of that same kind of reasoning. It seemed like we were absolutely going to have her for next season, but then it became okay, well, this isn't going to work. I need to write this off and bury it. I think it's going to get buried.
Exactly.
I don't think RTD is going to go back and
I think he buried a good character.
He's like, nope, it's done. Okay, it's done. And you're like,
Or
what about it's done? Look away.
Or if we do
Move
get
on.
her back, it'll be like just in a mention or a cameo or something.
Yeah. So
she's not coming back. She's not coming back. I don't think. I think the thing is, everyone loves talking about the scene that was cut with Susan and Poppy, but it was cut for a reason. That was meant to be next season's storyline, but he has clearly abandoned that storyline completely. It's not coming back. He's writing a new story arc because he can't guarantee that he's going to be on Disney Plus next year, and he is not going to try and split an arc across two different streamers.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. So the whole storyline with Susan and Poppy is gone. Like Poppy and Belinda's storyline has a line drawn under it. That is the answer that we have. And unfortunately, the reason it felt rushed is because that decision had to be made after the season had been written and filmed. So
Right.
yeah.
The only response I'll make to that is that RTD never throws anything away, and he keeps recycling himself. So we'll see them again at some point. Maybe not right away, but we'll see. As long as RTD's in charge, we will see them again. Because that's what he does.
No, I do not disagree with that, so it'll be very interesting. All right, we made it through the list, folks. Everyone pat each other on the back because we deserve it, folks. We totally deserve it. Any honorable mentions or a companion we would love to see on TV? And because I remember when they did for the 50th anniversary special, when they did the Paul McGann segment, and he named all his Big Finish companions. Everyone was like, oh, "Are they now canon?" Oh my, because he mentioned Charlie, he mentioned, all these different ones, and it was just like, oh, wow. So, is there anyone else, that you would like to see?
If we were to get Paul McGann playing the Eighth Doctor on TV, the companions I want with him are Liv Chenka, played by Nicola Walker, and Helen Sinclair, played by Hattie Morahan. They're the best companion duo. The actresses are perfectly still able to play the roles. Paul McGann's still able to play the Eighth Doctor. They're the ones that I want to see. If I want to see anyone, and trust me, I've listened to a hell of a lot of Big Finish, they're the ones I want to see.
No, agreed.
Give me Frobisher or give me death. Everyone I want my Cagney penguin. Give me my penguin. We saw Beep the Meep. I want my penguin.
Well, it's funny because, we were talking earlier about Chameleon as what they could do now with him. Think of what they could do with a, Frobisher. It would be amazing to bring him on. And not just a one and done either. I would love to see him for a couple episodes.
So many new Who people would be so confused, and I would live for this.
Well, they did a great job with Beep. I think they could do a combination of practical effects and CGI.
Oh, yeah, you could have fun with it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's cool because, he doesn't even stay in the shape of the penguin all the time in the stories. So it's pretty awesome. So, I'm all for that one. I am definitely all for that one.
If Guardians of the Galaxy can do a raccoon, then we can have a penguin.
Exactly.
For me, and I think I just was, I rewatched Human Nature, Family of Blood recently, and going back to the original source material, the book that Paul Cornell wrote, I would love to see Paul Cornell contribute again to the show in some way, and if he did, I would love to see him bring in Bernice Summerfield at some point. Like, that would be, to me, like, absolutely amazing to see that character in live action, to see that. You want to talk about a character with spin-off potential. She's got it. And I think it would be a dream come true for Paul. And of course, he would want to keep the rights. So there would be that difficulty or distinction with it. So that would make it a little bit difficult, but I still think it would be worth it. I would love to see Bernice come into proper Doctor Who canon.
Can we get Bernice and River together?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be absolutely awesome.
Again, how come how has that not happened in Big Finish already?
It actually has, but
okay, that's it. Okay,
it has.
It has.
I must not have gotten to that one yet.
No,
it's part of the 50th anniversary Legacy of Time box set.
Oh, okay. Yes. All right. I gotta seek that one out because that would be cool.
We haven't done that one yet, and it's quite expensive if you try to get the discs now. So beware, everybody, beware. But folks, we made it through. Congratulations, everybody. And if you made it this far into the video, why not like and subscribe? Please. You're gluttons for punishment and love Doctor Who. We're gluttons for punishment, and we both love Doctor Who. So like and subscribe if you get a chance. We would really appreciate it. Let's thank our crew for being here tonight. And of course, Kieran Moffat, thank you, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always such a pleasure.
Anything you want to promote, my friend?
Well, my Doctor Who podcast has sort of been laying fallow for a little while, but I do have a new project coming up, which is a podcast all about music and what we feel about it. It's called The Sound Of. And I have a very interesting guest in my first season, which is a Mr. Mike Faber.
Yes, that's right. It was actually a ton of fun. I think we could have gone another 6 hours talking about music. We were like, what about this? What about that? And it was just a blast. And I am honored to be one of your guests,
you so much.
Especially in your first season.
Thank you. It's going to be out around September.
Okay, can't wait. We'll promote it up here, and we'll definitely have it because I loved talking with you, and the categories you had were awesome. And you actually made me really think. And it was like trying to choose one of my favorite children type thing, because, music is so important in my life, as you found out when we were talking. And it was just like, oh, what about this song? What about this song? What about this song? And it was just on and on and on. So definitely look for it. Is the first episode out yet?
No, not yet. So the thing about it is that I have 7 guests this season. And each episode is the sound of something. It is the sound of love, the sound of comfort, the sound of turmoil. And what I do is I get the answers from each of my guests and put them all together. So you hear everyone's sound of love. You hear everyone's sound of turmoil. So they will start dropping at the beginning of September.
Excellent. Cool. We'll definitely have a link up to that on our show notes when it goes live, because definitely would like to promote it.
Thank you so much.
It's a great project. And Daniel, thank you, my friend.
Thank you. It was a good time, as always. I had a great time.
Anything you want to promote?
2 things. One, my podcast, my main podcast I do, Eventually Supertrain, is going. It's almost at episode 200.
Wow.
And it's a short-lived TV show podcast. It's I forget if I explained this last time, but I'll just say it real quick right now. It's called Eventually Supertrain because it covers short-lived TV shows that never got enough love, and eventually we will cover the show Supertrain, which was a show that aired in 1979, and it's Love Boat on a train, and it was the most expensive TV show up to that point in history, and it bombed all over the place. So
I remember seeing all the pictures from TV Guide and everything with the making of it, and the models they used.
It's astounding to look at, and I've seen a few episodes of it. Like I said, I haven't covered it yet. And you watch a few episodes, you think, well, that's not that bad, but it's not the best idea, because it's on a train. So in like a boat where you can go around in circles, on a train you can only go this way. So it's tough to do drama when you can't like kind of move around properly. But on the podcast right now, we cover 3 shows. Each episode covers 3 shows, and we kind of go episode by episode through shows, so they're kind of the shows are all out of sync. And so right now I'm covering a show called Garrison's Gorillas, which is a late 1960s adventure show. It's the Dirty Dozen, but on television, about a bunch of criminals and a sergeant doing stuff during World War II. And I have a guest host joining me for that. We're covering a show called Bronx, which is a mid-70s cop show starring Jack Palance, which was created by Carol O'Connor, Archie Bunker, which is interesting. And then the third show I'm covering with my friend Amy the Conqueror is a show called Ghosted, which aired in 2017 with Adam Scott and Craig Robinson. So we go all over the place. The oldest show we've covered is from 1959, and the newest one is 2017. So we kind of jump all over the place. And that's awesome. And the other thing I didn't do this last time, but you'll get to see him, I think, probably backwards. But there's my new book.
Nice.
There, so this is the first volume covers 520 pages, covers An Unearthly Child to Armageddon Factor, episode 6, and then this one covers Destiny of the Dialects to Reality War. And hopefully, since there aren't going to be new episodes for at least like a year, however, these are completely up to date, which is awesome. So it's when I say read One Fella's Journey Through Doctor, you get them on Amazon, paperback or ebook, and they're fun. I like them.
Cool. We'll actually have them up on our show.
Thank you so much.
So people could definitely check it out. And also, let's thank our regulars for being here tonight. Melanie Dean, thank you.
Thank you. I love chatting Who with all of you guys, and this one was a really fun one to do.
Awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun to, hear about your adventures about Tampa Bay Comic Con and everything too.
Yeah.
I'm
upright.
So that's a plus after a con. After a con, it's always a good thing.
And I lucked out. No con crud right now, but my booth mate not feeling so good is now under the weather. So here we go. The fun of hydrating and all that other fun stuff. But
how can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram right now at Pieces of Melee, or my work one, which is stained glass. So I'm more there than anything. That's Diamond Tech Crafts, CRAFTS.
Perfect. Awesome. Yay. That is very, very cool. All right. And of course, Ms. Mary Ogle, thank you as always.
Oh, thank you. What a great discussion. This was really a lot of fun to talk about.
It's been a while since we've had a nice, fun discussion like this one. All of the discussions are fun on our episodes, but those are all reviews. But this is just Doctor Who discussions and everything, which is always nice every once in a while. We'll be doing more stuff like this in the future because we got time to fill, folks.
I don't think we're going to have to worry about finding a time slot.
Exactly. Anything you want to promote?
You can see my art at maryogle.com or on Etsy at eVision Arts.
Excellent. And Mr. Mike Gordon, it's wonderful to have you back.
And as always, it's my pleasure.
Anything you want to promote?
Well, sure. As people are watching this or listening to this, I'm probably going to be at Monsterama, which is a great local convention that I do the literary track for. I'm the track director there, so I'm having fun with that. And then, of course, at the end of the month, we have DragonCon coming up, and we've got the last episode before the event of the DragonCon Report podcast that we're recording next week. So that's going to be fun. We're going to talk about all the parties and gatherings that are going to be happening. So there's a lot of last minute information to get in before the con. But I've got my panel schedule, so I'm really excited about the upcoming Dragon Con as well. And then, of course, the other podcast that I do, Bat Chums, as well. We're going strong with that. Drew and I are still reviewing every episode of the Batman Original 60 series. And, of course, I just recently appeared with, our previous host here on our station, Who, Dave West, on his Needless Things. And we talked all about the Superman and Fantastic Four movies that just recently came out. So that was a lot of fun to join
Very
him.
nice. Very, very nice. Awesome. It's always good to hear the Phantom is doing great.
He is.
So it is. And, he'll be at DragonCon also. He has a great variety show.
Absolutely.
If you get a chance to check it out. Of course, I'm still busy as always. I don't sleep, folks. Tales from Hollywoodland. This week we are talking all about female directors and producers. It was a great episode talking about, how they, the movie industry embraced them later on more than, others. But there were some groundbreaking directors out there who, broke the glass roof, but, some ways still not equal in a lot of ways. And we talk all about that. It's a fun episode that's now available. And then over on Julian Schlossberg's Movie Talk, we are talking this week to Jamie Bernstein, and she's talking about her famous father, Leonard Bernstein. And so it is a fun episode to talk about. After that, I'm going to be taking a couple weeks off from podcasting because this is my last episode from Georgia. We are moving and we are going to be relocating up to North Carolina. So new background coming, folks. And wait till you see the plans we have for that room. So already, thinking about paints and, designs and toys and lights and posters. It's going to be fun. So, definitely it's going to be a big adventure. So we'll be back. Actually, we're taking about 3 weeks off from here because, Dragon Con for folks and such. So we'll be back in early September and we are going to do the Daleks Take Manhattan. So, some of the best of David Tennant right there, folks. Okay, maybe not, but we had Spider-Man in the episode too. So yeah, so it was pretty cool. So it'll be fun to talk all about that one. If you get a chance, please check us out on social media. We're up on Facebook and Instagram. We definitely would love to have you guys check it out. And of course, if you need to write us, we definitely would love to have you guys reach out to us. Feedback at ourstationwho.com is the best way to do that. If you want to appear on the show, please write us. We'd love to get some new guests. These fine folks are always welcome on the show, but it's, nice to get fresh blood also sometimes. So definitely would be nice to do that. Of course, thank you for everyone for doing this, especially during summer. This has been a busy, hot summer for a lot of us. So definitely check it, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And we will all see you on behalf of myself, Kieran, Melanie, Michael, Mary, and of course, Daniel. We will all see you next time here on Earth Station Who. Peace and Ella Johnny. What? No, that was... I'll do that over.
No, I think you should leave it in just like that.
Just bleep it.
No, I'll leave that. That's the way to do it. All right, later, Gators. Bye.
Bye.
You have been listening to Earth Station Who, a pop culture podcast dedicated to all things Doctor Who, featuring talents from throughout space and time. All topics on the show are the sole opinions of the individuals and are to be used for entertainment value alone. You can subscribe to our show wherever fine podcasts are found, or check out our website, earthstationwho.com. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook or Instagram, and if you enjoyed the show, please write to us at feedback@earthstationwho.com. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you on the next journey of Earth Station Who.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping at the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.